Hello and welcome. People are still talking about Peter David, and the conversation kind of moved away from like where I had started with. Let me share, some of my memories about his works. Future Imperfect. I'm going to keep name dropping that one because that like two-parter series from Hulk was great. Still is great. You should go read it. But the conversation has moved to the point where people are talking about, the structural issues with the comic book industry. Comic book creators are paid for work for hire. They have a contract. It says you will get this much money for doing this work, and you don't own the rights, which means you don't get royalties. Now, some creators do negotiate royalties, and one thing you'll see in the industry a lot is somebody will introduce a new character. You know why? There's a better chance that they'll get royalties for that new character they created than a character that's already existed. So if you see somebody introduce a new character that's kind of a lot like an old character, that's why. They wanted to get some money. It may not be much, but anything helps. And if that character shows up in a comic book that you didn't write, or it shows up in an adaptation like a movie or a cartoon or a video game, maybe the creator gets some residuals, which is good for them. I was having a conversation on stream earlier tonight about apparently people think Jack Black sold out or something and making these comedies that he's in, like the Minecraft movie and that kind of stuff. And it's like, he's an old guy. He's been doing this a long time. Let him make some money. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Let him make some money. So Jimmy Palmiotti kind of talks about some of this stuff in this little thread, but this was just kind of like the starter for that. So one of the consequences of being a contractor is you don't get health insurance through your employer. In general, that's not a normal thing for contractors. Like salaried employees, yeah. Hourly, probably. Contractor, nope. That's one of the things that gave Uber and Lyft a boost over traditional taxi companies is, one, they weren't regulated like taxi companies, at least at first, and two, everybody's a contractor. They ain't got to do jack. So yeah, being a contractor sucks. The comic book industry runs on contractors. They chew them up and they spit them out. How many people have you seen work on like Spider-Man books in the last 10 years? A lot. They get chewed up, they get spit out. Their page rates may not even be particularly good. I bet if I compared modern page rates to the ones that were documented on that one website back in like 2018, the link is defunct now, which sucks, but eh. Like I remember Archie was given page rates for like line art of $25 a page or something ridiculously low like that. I can't, like, if I was to go on Twitter and try to commission an artist, I'm gonna be like, I want a 6-panel page. I could pay you $25 for the line art. They would just laugh at me. It's ridiculously low. It's not livable. It's not right. But that's how major comic book companies, that's how comic book publishers, let's just say it that way, tend to roll. At least for places where you don't have, it's not creator owned. And he's like, hey, they don't have retirement funds. Guess what, Jimmy? Nobody has a retirement fund anymore. And he kind of talks about that later down below when he's like saying, hey, have some empathy for, people. Have compassion, show respect. And it's all good. But man, the comic book industry is a messed up place. And I don't know how anybody breaking into the industry today is supposed to make like a living wage unless they just happen to hit just the right thing. And they blossom into like, a rock star or something, or they can take commissions that are like $1,000 or whatever. Like if you end up just as a cover artist or something, you can probably make a nice living that way doing $1,000 cover arts. You crank out like 50 of those a year, you can live on that. Maybe not great, but you can still live on it. And if you're really good, like Alex Ross probably charges way more than $1,000 for a cover. He's probably like $10,000 or something. But the point is, for most of the people in the industry, no matter how famous they are, they're not rich. Most comic book creators are not Jim Lee. They're not Rob Liefeld. They're not these rock stars that you've heard of who have had these careers where they have sold like 10 million comic books for a creator-owned property and all that money went into their bank account. Most dudes are just out there grinding. They're getting jobs where they can find them. Uh, I follow a lot of comic creators, and I've seen them out here on Twitter hustling, trying to pick up like, hey, let me do your lettering for you. You know, I'll do it for $10 a page or something. And it's just like, wow, I know how talented that guy is because I've seen his work, and that's what he's got to do to make a living. It's rough. So yeah, definitely do have a little bit of empathy, man. The people in the industry, they're trying just like the rest of us. They are trying real hard to make the right decisions for them. And the industry itself is just messed up enough that that right decision don't always lead to the right place. It doesn't always lead to a good place. What was it? The lady for the fire department in California said, like, the wrong place. You know, these people, they have passion, they have love, and then they get taken advantage of by giant mega corporations. You know, Marvel is owned by Disney, one of the biggest companies in the world. DC is owned by Warner Brothers, which is also merged with Discovery, which is probably even bigger than Disney is. And those industries, or those companies, just exist solely to send contract work out, farm ideas and content from people, and then take those ideas, repackage them, rebrand them, and sell them in diluted form through other products, video games, TV shows, movies, tie-in novels, lunchboxes, whatever it is, and reap all that money and send it straight up to like the CEO and not send a penny of it down to Peter David if they don't have to. It's a messed up industry. Anyway, those were thoughts I had when I saw Jimmy Palmiotti's tweet here, because it got retweeted like 5 times today up onto my timeline, and it's just like, I got to talk about this because I keep seeing it. You all have a great one, and I hope you had a good Memorial Day. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.